I used my tuition to bring the artists. Then my parents found out, they cut me off.
Who did you bring?
It was either, that time, it was 2009. It was either Drake or Fabulous.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, who's this Drake guy? I'm like, who's Drake? Like, but that, now I regret it. I wish I would
right, yeah.
But still, Fabulous actually did a good job though.
Okay.
So he brought Fabulous.
Oh, wow.
That's when his album Low Soul's Way. But then later on, my parents
How
found
did
out.
they find out?
Yeah, because I used my tuition and my sister, one of my sisters after me's tuition to book the artist. But then I didn't get the money back in time. So then the school was calling for her tuition. And they found out.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming.
Right, finally, I made
Finally,
it.
thank
I made
you.
The cut. I made the cut.
Thank you so much.
No
So
problem.
I do know you, but not really. So I want to get to know more about yourself and how you got into business, because the business that you're into, you guys have, is a movement. You guys have made a big change.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. You've made a big change.
She got me nervous.
You've made a big change in Africa. So before we get into that, tell me a bit more about yourself. Were you born in Ghana?
No, my name is Kenny Agyapong Jr. Kenny. Because make it sound old. So Kenny. Born and raised in New York.
Okay. The Bronx.
The Bronx, you know what time it is. BX, what's up? Went to middle school, high school, elementary, university, masters, and I moved to Ghana 9 years ago actually. But I used to come to Ghana all the time though.
So it's been 9 years since you moved?
Yeah, October of this year will be 9 years since I moved back to Ghana.
We'll get into how you've been able to survive Ghana. 9 years is a lot. Most people are starting to run away, like the diasporians.
But sometimes you can't blame them because like depending on the country you come from and the way I could say like some people act or the way the system
over here,
is.
Very
so
slow.
Sometimes it can get you frustrated. Like, I'm out. But I think it would take time though. So even if you get frustrated, maybe you could take like a day or two off. Maybe go on leave, go on vacation, go out and come back.
But going on
just
vacation,
don't give up.
things are not going to work.
I know,
Most of the time, you need to be here.
I know that's a quite unfortunate thing. But take a day or two off.
Okay.
Just maybe like USA, because like everywhere else is developed, like from the US, the UK, Europe, wherever. It's developed already, so it took time for that. So I think maybe we won't be able to see it. No, make you sound so old, right? Maybe we won't be able to see it. Maybe our kids or the next generation can see it. But we have to start from somewhere, because if we all give up and go back, then back to zero.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's circle back. What was your upbringing like in the Bronx?
Born and raised in the Bronx, Hard Bridge.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I do. I have 21 siblings, so it's 22 of us. I'm number 2 out of 22.
Okay.
Lucky 22, and I was born on June 22nd.
Oh wow, okay. So in the house when you were growing up, how many of you were in the same household?
There's a couple of us in the same household, yeah. We grew up, most of us grew up together and whatnot. So it's not like we later on met each other.
Yeah. Like, so you know them all?
Yeah.
Do you remember all their birthdays?
Yeah.
All of them?
In the group chat, I'm the one that always remind everybody about birthdays and stuff like that, yeah.
Oh, that's good then.
But growing up, I think it was interesting because it was, at first I was the only boy, so it was all girls and whatnot. My sisters, the majority have 17 sisters, so I have little brothers and whatnot. But the interesting part is like, if one person get in trouble, even if you're not there, we all got punished.
Oh, that's good.
Hell no.
Equal.
No, like...
That means you all stick together.
Yeah, I remember one time we came to Ghana and one of my sisters, two of my sisters and one of my cousins pushed my other cousin in the pool. Oh. And I wasn't even there. I was in the room sleeping.
They woke you up.
When my parents got home, lashed everybody.
Really? You guys got lashes?
Yeah, I'm like, I wasn't there. I was minding my business. And then the crazy part was like, I didn't get it at first. But when my sisters, when they did that, they poured water on me. So when my parents got home, I was already wet and made it seem like it was me. Framed me.
That is so crazy.
But it was cool growing up and whatnot. Like we all still close and things like that. Everybody's like all over I shouldn't say all over the world because I'm here, but some of them go and come all over the US and stuff like that. Yeah,
okay. So for university, did you move out of the Bronx? What university?
I didn't go to school. I went to school in New York. I went to Utica College of Syracuse for undergrad, then Johnson & Wales in Providence, Rhode Island for grad school. Okay. Then I moved to Ghana. Right. I graduated in on May 2014, October 2014, I moved to Ghana.
Oh wow!
Yeah, right.
So you didn't even give yourself like a year.
No, to be honest, because my dad kept telling me, "Come to Ghana, come to Ghana."
What was his reason?
He said, "Oh, come work for me, come work with me," and things like that. But I didn't want to come. But it was actually two things. My grandfather passed away. They was burying him in October, and then two of my classmates were Chinese. And it was like, I went to school with them, and it was like, they moved to Ghana. I'm like, what? Like, even their English is not good, so imagine me speaking Tree and whatnot. And it was like, their parents were here doing mining. That time, I didn't know what mining stuff was. It was like, no, I knew what mining was, but it was actually doing Galamsey.
Oh, okay.
So went with that. So I came with them in June. So I'm like, wait, and they was really serious about staying here. So I'm like, nah, they foreigners and whatnot, and then they taking the leap and even taking the chance or whatnot to move here. So I was like, let me do it too as well. So I actually went back to the US, packed my things and put my things in my car and everything, and I moved it.
So you were ready.
I was like, what's the worst that could happen now, right?
Okay, so is that your mentality through different stages in your life? Like, what's the worst
that could happen? Because if other people can make it and they don't have no family or nothing here, and they could do it, like, and have family here, why not? Well, like, it shouldn't just. It's gonna be hard, but you shouldn't just say, "Oh, forget it, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna stay in my own comfort zone."
Of course. So when you finally came to join your dad, what were you doing alongside him? Was it business things?
Yeah, I was actually that time I was just going to work and home. So like literally, because that time I didn't know anybody, so I was literally like, go to work, go home, go to work, go to work, go to work, home. But I literally started from like being a security guard.
Oh, really?
That's when I was before I started fully working with my internship, because a lot of us come back home to work for any of the companies and whatnot, to know what's going on. Like once you're your second year university, you come back to Ghana every summer.
Okay.
So 2011, when I came here, I was a security guard, and I went to front desk, client service, master. This is the TV side, so master control room, editing, production, producing. So like literally now I know everybody. I know everybody's job. So if somebody always say, "Oh, I quit," or "I can't come to work," I'm like, thank God, because now I can save some money to do it myself.
Wow.
But it's not. You can't keep it in your head like, "Oh, you can do it yourself." So you don't need everybody, because it's still teamwork. Because especially with the media side, like you definitely need a lot of people, because it's an editor, then it's a news reader, like encore and things like that. So you can't just say, "Oh, because I know how to do everything, so I don't need anyone." No, it won't work.
So growing up, what were you interested in? Was it basketball? Because you're quite tall. So what did you want to be when you grew
I actually
up?
wanted to be a scientist when I was
really?
growing up. I wanted to be a scientist. But then it was in 7th grade. I got a 64 in chemistry. And I was like, I'm not gonna be a scientist anymore.
Oh, that cost you.
Because I failed by 1 point.
1 point?
1 point.
Why are you so hard on yourself?
I'm like, but I'm not even gonna be a scientist anymore. Then I'm like, let me try to do business. Because it wasn't because like I failed with that, but I'm like, I'll try to do something different. But when I started doing like, I used to sell like paper, like loose leaf paper. I don't know if you guys have that in England. It's like the A4 sheet, but there's a whole bunch of lines in it. There's like 3 holes on the side. I used to sell it. Then I wanted a pair of shoes. Fast forward in 9th grade, like 2 years later, and it was $250 for the shoes. And it was like some alligator shoes, and then there's like crocodile right in the middle. It's called Mori, some Italian shoe. And then that was like, when I was back in Ghana, he was speaking in Tree. I didn't have no $250 shoes. I was working barefoot until I was 16, just talking. But it was just a coincidence. Like 3 weeks later, I was going to school with 2 of my friends, and it was a guy and his girlfriend. I don't know if his girlfriend, but he was arguing with a lady, and I don't know if the guy gave the lady money, but she got out the car, and I don't want your effing money. She threw the money. It sounds like a reality show right now. The money's flying all over the place. Wow. So people were on the bus. We was actually walking. We ran across the street, picked some up. Got $700.
$700?
Yeah. So that afternoon I bought the shoes. So when I bought the shoes, I'm like, oh, it's like really nice shoes, but to keep it up, because what I need to do. So then that time was no Google or anything like that, so it was Yahoo. So I was looking up some recipes, like anything. And then I started baking cookies. So that was my first full business.
Wow, baking cookies.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you employ any of your siblings to help?
No, I was doing it myself.
Okay, everything.
I wake up early in the morning. I'll bake. I wake up like 4 o'clock. So it's like literally fresh baked cookies. I'm still not a big. I know when I say
Oh,
everybody's
wow,
like,
okay.
how? Like, we can ask any of my friends from high school.
They'll co-sign.
Tell me, yeah, like Kenny Homemaker, that's what they call me. I'll bake cookies and things like that. So I did that for 3.5 years.
Okay.
Then I actually got a real job. So when I got a real job, I had to fall back. But I did play basketball in school.
Oh, you did? Okay, makes sense.
In high school.
How could you not?
Yeah, I did play basketball in high school. But I didn't make the cut like in college. So.
Oh, no. Wow.
So
Here we are.
I had to do business, yeah.
So starting businesses a bit earlier on, what did you learn in the beginning stages about business?
It's not all rosy at first because I remember my second year of university, I used to do parties, like what I'm doing now. I used to do parties on campus.
Makes sense. Okay,
So,
it ties in. Cool.
Because where I went to university, it wasn't like in a rural area and things like that. So it was nothing to do. So what I used to do, like, it was my dorm room, maybe like the size of this room. It was myself and my roommate. Then we used to charge like $1 for people to come in our room. We play music, things like that, and they would go. But it started getting bigger, so we had to do something off campus. So the company's name was High Class Entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah, so we started doing events. So then we started getting venues on off campus to have the parties and whatnot. But then my sophomore year, I used my tuition to bring an artist.
Oh.
Then my parents found out, they cut me off.
Who did you bring?
It was either, that time, it was 2009. It was either Drake or Fabulous.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, who's this Drake guy? Like, who's Drake? Like, but then now I regret it. I wish I would brought Drake.
Yeah.
But still, Fabulous actually did a good job though.
Okay,
So we brought Fabulous.
Oh, wow.
That's when his album Loso's Way. But then later on, my parents found out.
How did they find out?
Yeah, because I used my tuition and my sister, one of my sisters after me used tuition to book the artist. But then I didn't get the money back in time. So then the school was calling for her tuition. Okay. And they found out. Then they cut me off.
For how long?
Cut me off. That was it.
Oh, that was it?
Then they cut me off. So my second semester sophomore year, junior year, senior year, 2 years in my master's program, I had to pay for it myself. Wow. That's when I became a man. Yeah.
Let's talk about Afrofuture.
Yes.
From my recollection, it was founded in 2017. Was it 2017?
2017.
Yes, that year was a big one because I think that's the year when people from the diaspora were starting to come to Ghana a lot more in December. So there weren't really much to do in December. So what was the idea behind Afrofuture?
Well, it was still things to do in December. Big shout out to Accra UK and stuff like that, because they used to bring, or they still do. They'll bring artists or like do parties in Ghana. Because I remember my first event I went to was 2014, Accra Rhapsody, Accra UK all white party whatnot. But the thing was like that year, when I moved to Ghana 2014, I invited 32 of my friends to come to Ghana. 14 of them came. Okay. And we'll go out, and then I had other friends too, like who were Ghanaian too, come to Ghana as well. But we'll go out in the evening, the party, the guys would sleep, but then because I was here, I was working, and I would go home, take a shower, and I'd go to work, back and forth, do the same thing over and over. But we did other events before we started doing the festival, and it all failed. So then one day at my house, Abdul was like, why don't we try and do something in the daytime? But it was 11 of us at that time on the table, and 9 of the guys was like, forget it, because we already had lost $32,000 already. Oh, wow. Doing events in Ghana that didn't go well. Yeah. So it's like, nah, they're not interested. They're not. But then I went that up to them, let's do it. Like, at this point, again, like, what's the worst that can happen? We already lost $32,000, so might as well try and at least now you learn from your mistakes, try to tweak it and whatnot. So he went back to the US. So February 2017, he called me. He was like, oh, he found a venue. So I'm like, how do you in New York? How do you find a venue?
You're the one that's in Ghana.
Exactly. So I'm like, on my lunch break, I'll go and check it out. And that was at Polo. Yes. Polo Club. So then I went to check it out, took some pictures, videos. Then we just started straight from there. Then he went to school with Edward when he was in Ghana. So, and he does like graphics and things like that. So we added him, our other friend Vanel, who's an architect, but he's very artsy. We added him. Then Kwame and Alvin, and then another friend is called Emmanuel, but everybody knows him as John Doe. Or added, and we just formed the team there.
Wow. So what has been some of the great successes of Afrofuture? What are you proud of when you look back?
Like just
starting it.
Yeah, just starting it. But like I remember the first one, we wanted just so that all the money we put in, we make it back. We just wanted 2,500 people.
Okay.
And we ended up getting 4,500.
Oh wow.
So then I remember, like, cause it was every time we say polo club, everybody think it's the main polo field, but it's just the restaurant side. So like, I was standing upstairs and looking down, like, wow, we did this. Like, wow. So I think that was one of the main thing that I think went very well. That even now, when you go somewhere like, and you do like, oh, Ghana, you know, Afrofuture, you know, like, oh, like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so a small thing we started, like, and like a lot of people know about all over the world.
And I feel like your greatest market is the US, people in the US, although it's all over the world.
Yeah.
But why do you think those in the US want to come to Ghana for Afrofuture?
It's our little secret. It's our little secret.
Oh, it's actually a secret?
Yeah, it's our little secret. But also, like, growing up there, we know a lot of people there as well too. But then also, like, growing up in the US back then, I don't know, I'll speak for myself, but not for everybody else. But people felt like it wasn't cool to be African or whatnot. African booty scratcher, things like that. I remember on first day of second grade, I had a fight. Because the guy, it's funny because that same guy, 2019, he not FaceTime, like, he wrote to me on Facebook and he was like, oh, I don't want to say his name, whatnot. This. I'm coming to Ghana. I really want to apologize for what we've done. This is second
Back
grade.
then, he wants to see you face to face,
And you want
man
to
to
apologize.
man.
He's come to Ghana and stuff like that. And then I showed it to some of the guys. And everybody was like, what? Like, so he came to Ghana, and I gave him tickets. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
But I think the best moment is actually when my 6th grade teacher came to Afrofuture. Yeah.
What year was that?
2019.
Oh, wow.
So that time, that was when we first introduced the electronic tickets. So we was using scanning phones and stuff like that. And the internet jammed. So it was like a lot of us went outside to help scan it, and I was running, and the soles of my sneakers like came off. So I'm like, I feel heat on my leg, and then the lady tapped me like, young man, your shoes. I'm looking up, huh? I'm like, hey, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, that's my business. Oh, what, really? And I gave her a hug.
That's a nice moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the not so good parts. What are the struggles with organizing such a festival at the peak, like in December?
I think sometimes there's vendors because they do take multiple jobs, which you don't blame them because like cocoa season and whatnot. But at least if a vendor, like I'll give an example, 2019, 2018, everybody was like, oh, the gates is choked, It's because we gave a vendor money for barricades, never brought it. Took the money, gives an excuse. Or he brought some pieces of the barricade, but no bases, so there's no point. So sometimes some of the stuff like that is the vendors that it may be difficult, but they are trustworthy vendors. Like you speak to them like, oh, I need this. They're like, oh, I can do this, I can't do this, or I can't do that at all. So I think it's a learning process, and it's a collective thing that we all need to help each other with. It's not like blacklisting people, things like that.
Of course, yeah. And what has been the biggest crowd? What year was it the biggest crowd?
Last year, because we did our first time doing 2 days, 31,000.
Oh yeah, 31,000.
Well, before that, 2019 was the biggest, 60,500, because of what do you call it? That was the 3rd year, and then but the 2nd year at the stadium. Yeah.
That's crazy. 60 what?
No, 16,500.
16.
Okay. For 2019.
Right.
But then COVID happened. But then 2021 when we came back,
it
was 10,500.
Okay.
And then last year because of the 2 days.
Yes. 31.
Yeah, it's interesting because before we met the Minister of Tourism and we told ourselves like a week before that, like let's try and aim for 20,000 people. So when we met the Minister of Tourism like a week later, and he's like, our goal for you guys is to make sure you guys bring 20,000 people. I'm like, oh, that's funny because that's what we thought about, but we actually exceeded expectation.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, we're used to it now. It's in the blood.
Really? Thick skin.
It's a big team now.
Of course. Okay, how many?
So we have different departments. So we have 34 like staff, things like the management. Yeah. Then we have like the casual workers. Then we have the contractors. So it's a very big team. Because right now, within the year and whatnot, we employ almost maybe with the different departments, almost 2,500 people.
Oh wow.
Different companies that we use and things like that as well.
Wow. So how do you guys meet up and discuss things effectively? Because not all of you guys live in Ghana.
Oh no, there's always
throughout the
meetings,
year.
but all of us, we always talking in group chats.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we have like different meetings online and whatnot.
Online. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's effective then.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Do you sit back and you think of what you've created, or is it just go?
Nah, sometimes I sit back and
You
roll.
need to.
Especially like I feel it more when I travel. When I'm from Ghana, I'm like, Afrofuture, is that from? I don't know, like, what is it about?
Yeah.
You just hear like people's
Perspective
and the things that you're doing and whatnot, and like, well, I like to hear the negative part because the negative part so that we can improve on it, not just
the negatives.
Not just everybody saying, "Oh, you're doing great, doing great, doing great." Then your head is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, but then you're not actually solving the problem.
The real,
Because our main thing was to solve problems and then like make sure we are a bridge between like any companies that is coming to Ghana or even on the continent as well too. Because growing up, I don't know who, it was like recently somebody came to Ghana and he was on an interview at one of the radio stations and he said, as soon as he got here, his friends were calling him like, "Do you see lions? Do you see tigers?" And he's like, "No, you don't see that here." So like that's what we wanted to do, like bridge the gap and also have trustworthy individuals like help each other. Because like when we first registered the company, the guy charged us 3,000 Ghana cedis to register the company, and even that he just registered my name.
Oh, okay.
There was other people, but now when we later found out it was only 800 cedis.
800
cedis, yeah.
Wow.
Now I know the prices probably went up, but like, so now like if somebody says, "Oh, you want to do this, so how do I get a permit to do this?" Like at least we know, and then we could help individuals as well. Like even though we struggled, that doesn't mean like somebody who's coming into the market or somebody who's coming to the country should struggle as well too. Yeah.
And you mentioned you like hearing the negative things that people have to say. What are some of the negative things people have said?
Well, you got sometimes the artists come out late.
Yes. What's that about? You guys don't control that.
No. So it was actually just once, 2019.
Yeah.
2021 actually. Yeah. But big shout out to Wizkid because he was there early.
Oh, he was there already.
He was there early. Like to be honest, the spoiler alert. The reason why we started late that year is because the night before it rained.
Okay.
So the whole stadium was wet. The stage, we had to like.
It wasn't safe.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't safe. So like literally we organized like 100 people. Like literally we was pouring the water from the floor, like trying to get it all out. So that was the main reason why. But Wizkid was there early. He was just chilling in the backstage and things like that.
The things you guys don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was actually there early.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it takes us a long time to set up.
Right.
Not like set up for the event. It takes us 2 weeks to set up everything.
Of course, yeah.
But then we break that all down within 3 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what's another negative factor people have to say?
Negative on the lines. But that one, I think all the negative, to be honest, we so far, compared to last year, we solved all of it. Because like it was like the lines are too long. People are bum rushing the gates. So now we have barricades, a snake system. All those barricades are ours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we manufacture barricades. But it's because of some vendors weren't reliable, so now we have to but again, you can't give an excuse to your customer. If your customers complain about something, you have to solve the issue. You can't say, "Oh, but because of this and because of that, they don't care." Yeah.
So the Accra, is it the sports stadium?
No, El Sports Stadium.
Okay, is that the spot for Afrofuture?
Yeah, for now,
Okay, for now.
Definitely. Okay. This year will be our 5th year there.
Oh wow.
Stadium,
okay. Why did you move from Polo?
It was getting too big, and because it was just a small part of Polo. And when you get inside the restaurant part.
Okay, great. And what is the future for Afrofuture?
The future is bright. This year we're doing multiple countries now. So this year we're going to do Abidjan first, then Paris, then South Africa, then Accra.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a busy year for you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have like other brands. So our company's culture management group. So we have other brands of events that we're also doing as well. Yes. Everybody knows us for the Afrofuture.
Of course. So when it comes to creating an event, what are some of the things people should take into consideration? Because it's not that you like invite all your friends, you find a venue. There's a lot more that goes into it. So what are some of the things that you can share?
I think in general, it's just with business, try and solve a problem. Don't think about the money.
Okay.
If you think about the money, you're gonna be so focused about the money, like you're actually not gonna solve any problems. So like in general, like just try to solve a problem, because what we wanted to do was like do something in the daytime. That was it. Instead of like party in the evening, and do a festival like about culture. So it was when we first started. It was about it was 10 regions in Ghana. So we had like 10 different vendors. Like you could taste the food, the sound, the music from the 10 different regions. But now it's becoming bigger. So now we implement other African countries as well too.
Okay.
So you can learn about other people's heritage, other people's fashion, other people's arts, other people's music and things like that. So it's just like embracing your environment and then your horizon, and broaden your horizon.
And then it should work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Try and solve a problem. Don't think about the money.
Yes.
It's not about the money.
Okay. The money
It's
will
about
come.
the people.
It's about the people. Making the people happy. Got it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a question for yourself. What is can you remember a time where you struggled in business or where you felt like giving up? Was there ever a time you felt like giving up?
Yeah, sometimes, definitely.
Yeah. How do you get over those moments? Like as a man especially, do you have someone you can talk to?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, speak to friends and whatnot, but then sometimes just write things down, because like
you journal?
I've done like 4.
Oh wow.
And even I have notes on my phone. Like I'm always writing.
Good.
If I'm not driving, I'm always writing stuff down. Like even when I think of something, I jot it down.
But like your feelings, do you write down your feelings?
I don't have time for that.
What do you mean? That's what I'm talking about though. When you feel down, what do you do?
Feel down, like cheer yourself back up.
Yeah, how do you cheer yourself back
Like
up?
I'll call somebody.
Okay,
I'll speak to someone. Yeah, definitely. I don't think you can just keep everything in.
You
It
can't.
really
Yeah,
will blow up.
Of course.
Whatnot.
Yeah.
But like you speak to friends who are maybe in the same field, or maybe not even maybe even in a different field, because they could either cheer you up or tell you maybe take a break or relax a little bit. Maybe you could do it this way. Maybe you shouldn't do it at all, because everything, like being a startup business is all about risk. And especially when we first started doing the festival, people was like, "What is this? That'll be no fun." But gradually, you have to get into it, and the culture is different as well too. So just it's hard to say, it's easy, because like non-stop. Because once the festival is over, we're off for a week and a half. Okay. Then we start planning again.
No, yeah. This is a lot to plan.
Yeah. So it's just, and plus everybody's part-time job. Everybody has a full-time job.
Right.
So it's not like it's easy. Because if I say it's easy, I'll be lying. When you look easy, when we post on Snapchat and Instagram, look all nice and fancy. It takes a lot of work, a lot of teamwork, and then dedication from our staff. So we got big shout out to our staff, especially the ladies too on our team. Big shout out to them. They don't wanna, like we the front face, but they the back end. Like they killing it.
That's great. Good that you're acknowledging the ladies.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're the real MVPs, not us.
Yes, they are. And do you think you found your purpose in life?
Yes, I think I'm almost there, because like when I think it was 2 days ago, and I was in, today's thing, 4 days ago, and I was in a central region. The guy was like, Afrofuture, or formerly known Afrofuture, but like, I'm like, hi, how you doing? I always get surprised when somebody knows me. I'm like, how you doing? And it's like, thank you. I'm like, what happened? What did I do? He said, thank you for what you're doing for Ghana. I'm like, wow. Like, damn. Like, so then I'm like, wow. Like, we're actually doing something, and then like, it's meaningful and it's purpose for other people to benefit as well too. Because what we want to do is do a platform for everybody can benefit. Because I remember 2017, the first event, the stick at that time we couldn't afford to do like so much promo. So we had like a couple of billboards, but then I put the poster all around my car.
Oh wow!
It was driving, and some guys in Medina, stop. I'm like, what is it? But I forgot that it was on it, so it was myself and Abdul, and then we rolled the window down. It was come out, and so we got out. We talked to them. I was like, we want to go somewhere. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because we was facing them this way, and the cars behind us. We want to go somewhere. It's like that. I'm like, he's like, okay. So he was like, you guys want to come? No problem. But he's like, this ticket's expensive. So then it was 3. We gave them all three tickets each. One of the guys is a millionaire now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. He came to the festival. He met a lady from Canada, and now they're doing business. Like he's exporting shea butter from the north to Canada. He has a staff of 64 people. Just about 3 tickets that we gave him.
look at the opportunities, things like that. It definitely brings people together, and I'm sure you said you're doing it for the people, so that's one way of bringing people together. I'm sure people even met and probably got married.
Oh no, 3. One guy,
Wow.
one guy even proposed to his wife or his wife now at the festival. They met at the festival 2017. Then he reached out if he could propose to her, so he proposed to her on the stage 2019. Yeah.
Oh, that's so lovely.
There's love in the air.
There's love in the air.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job, honestly. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to speak with you, is to like give you your flowers, because I know you're busy. So sometimes just take a seat.
I'm not that busy.
Okay. Sometimes it's good to reflect and look at how far you've come. And I'm sure hearing it from other people, it reaffirms that you're doing a great job. And another thing, people may have underestimated you because of, you know, where you're coming from. Did you ever get that? People underestimating you, not taking you seriously.
Oh, your parents just want to give you the money
right,
for it.
Yeah.
We actually self-fund up to now. We still self-fund the majority of the festivals.
Okay. Did they offer and you declined? Or
no, they didn't offer. Because like I remember, what was it, 2019? Because my parents, events, there's no need. But 2019, my dad was in England, I think at the airport, and he called me. He was like, he's here with the family and the kids are looking for tickets for the festival. I'm like, sold out. I was like, what do you mean sold out? Come on, give them tickets. So I think it was cool. And then one time my dad saw us on TV. He was like, wow. So like, I think if you believe in yourself and you know you could do it, try and prove people wrong. But if you know, it's always good to quit when you feel like it's not gonna work. Right. But don't try and push. But like we knew what we wanted to do and we know where we wanted to go and whatnot. So that's why we kept pushing for it.
And so what's the aim for Afrofuture though? You said you're doing a tour this year. Is that going to continue every year? Okay, more countries. You want to not all the continents?
Oh, no, not all.
Why not all?
No, not
Australia?
All. No,
you want to get that far?
No, it's not about getting that far because at the end of the day, you want to make sure it's originally for the continent.
Okay.
I see, like, usually everybody leave the continent to go out. Now we want people to come in. Okay. So even if it's not just Ghana and different markets or whatnot, at least everybody can benefit. And then a lot of the places we go to, we always use, like, the local vendors and things like that. It's not like, we're trying to impose everybody on them. But we always, like, want to bring, like, the artists, like the musicians and things like that with us as well, too. So at least people can know about them. And use the locals as well, too.
Yeah. Amazing. So, Mr. Kenny, what do you want to be remembered for?
Changing people's lives.
Okay.
Sounds so cliche, right?
Yeah, like elaborate.
Yeah. Like just remember for like the guy that was doing events since he was younger uses tuition. They told him to give up.
People don't know that.
Told him to give up. I could have because it was either like drop out of school or get a loan. Took the loan, like to pay for my school fees and whatnot. But now, look at us here now. So like, just don't. If you believe in something, if you believe in yourself, just don't give up. Like, just keep pushing. But sometimes it's okay to quit if you think it's not working, and then reset.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't have to be the end.
No, it doesn't have to be at all.
Yeah. Okay. That's a nice way to wrap it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it because
you're welcome.
Like conflict of time schedule.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Long time. You didn't want to come to London and do it in London, but here we are.
One day I'll come to London. I've never been there.
You've never? Really?
Just Heathrow Airport transit. I don't know if that counts, but one day. Or maybe Afrofuture will see, or maybe any of the other brands.
Yes.
Be,
culture. What's it called?
Culture creations. So we have like I'm a piano brunch, Soul Food Sunday, African Royalty Night, Fashion Night Out, Afrofuture.
Okay, the list goes on and
just
on.
A small company in the crowd, you know.
That laugh. But yeah, thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.